This episode profiles Mexican Mafia member Raymond Shryock, also known as Huero from Artesia, a white man with a brown heart. Belonging to a Mexican street gang in Los Angeles requires as much emphasis on gang identity as with ethnic purity. People of Mexican descent are already mestizos, meaning mixed, by the fact they originate from Mexican native Indian and Spanish bloodlines. Many of the street gangs back in the day had their token white dudes, the remnants of white flight, and many families who experienced the identical financial plights as their brown and black counterparts. The Mexican Mafia would be no different in their recruiting practices with regard to who they embrace for membership. Like the barrios, the governing criteria for MA recruitment included your propensity for violence, willingness to perform selflessly, leadership qualities, courage, and your heart had to be brown. A Mexican heart was certainly one important criteria for becoming a made man. Raymond Maines Shryock is also known as Huero and was born on July 16, 1951. Although his racial background is Caucasian or white, his mother being from Kansas, Huero was raised in the LA suburb of Artesia, was embraced by the homeboys, and was part of the Arta 13 in crowd. Growing up in any gang neighborhood is already an automatic proving ground for aspiring and newly recruited street gang members. For a non-Mexican, the threshold for acceptance into that circle of young men was higher. Huero from Artesia would work harder than the average gangster to prove his worthiness into the Mexican gang underworld. From the beginning at juvenile hall and youth incarcerations, he was affectionately referred to as a gabacho loco, Spanish for crazy white guy. Like many of his street gang counterparts, Huero was raised by the state of California, doing time in the California Youth Authority and establishing his criminal resume inside the penal system. Although his last name is correctly pronounced Shryock, just like it's spelled, he was often referred to as Huero Shryock, Huero and many of us also called him Shy. Huero entered the prison system at the age of 19 and was sent to DVI, the Dual Vocational Institution in Tracy. Considered the last stop for youth offenders, there was a good mix of CYA and adult convicts housed together. In early 1971, Huero already a leader of the Artesia street gang, became the second white dude, the other was Joe Morgan, to join the Mexican Mafia. Huero was one of 11 members sponsored by OG member Richard Richie Reese in what is to this day considered the largest concentration of new recruits to be made at one time. With ages ranging from 17 to 22 and an average age of 19 and a half, we affectionately refer to them as the Young Guns. After putting in work and terrorizing DVI, Huero was transferred to San Quentin sometime in early 1973 and quickly integrated with the members at that prison who had regained control of the yard following the war of 1972 against the Nuestra Familia. Huero became part of the